Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Hope this COVID lockdown stuff isn't driving you nuts like everybody else. Anyway, I was just kind of thinking about how we can get in this downward spiral sometimes. Anyway, I thought it'd be a cool. If ever at an amusement park and want to have a ride, or it's a roller coaster. It's this giant downward spiral. It's like super fast, going around in a circle. And there's flames down here. It's like a downward spiral into hell. Anyway, just trying to start off something funny. Anyway, so I wanted to talk about this thing of this downward spiral. I've heard it before, kind of like something where, like, say, drinking. So it's just like a craving, more. It's like the off switch is broken, and then there's a binge. Like you just can't stop, like even like with binge foods, like I can't have popcorn. And then there's consequences, like quinces, like hangover, right? And then remorse. How could I have done that? And then we say, how could I have done that? Or how could I have done that? So we kind of can go through a lot of remorse. And then resolutions. If you go untreated, don't do anything about it. No confession. And then obsession. Just one more time. I'll be okay. And we go through a period of. Anyway, this cycle just continues over and over again. Drinking, or whatever, fill in the blank. I'm powerless over blank. My life is unmanageable. So anyway, so how do we, this is just a cycle. And I kind of picture kind of like a car has a clutch, or a van. We used to have this van growing up. And kind of like this, but it had this clutch. And you had these two plates. And then you had these springs that would push it. You'd push the clutch in, and then it'd disengage it. And then you re-engage the clutch. Would push the clutch this way, so it engaged. This spinning this way, and this is spinning the other, wanting to pull it downhill. So you have to try and figure out a way to counteract this. And so I'll just draw, one would be love. And a lot of this is just self-absorption, self-indulgence. And then love, we love others, be other-centered, love others. They receive. And then it comes around, like, they like my video or something. Hey, or I show someone something, and they're like, wow, that's awesome. So it kind of you build momentum, you get momentum. You do something nice for somebody, and they show you love. Kind of goes back and forth, right? Well, a lot of times, we can just feel empty though. We be like, well, that's great, yeah, go love somebody, right? What if I don't feel loved? Like, no one ever appreciated me growing up or something. No one affirmed me. So why should I go and say something nice to someone else? So we have like, someone's talked about, I think it was Gary Chapman, about our love tanks are empty. Like, fill in your love tank with gas. And some people would say, well, that's like, for example, the Bible talks about, we're kind of isolated. We're surrounded, like it's like a bottle, and we're by ourselves. And it's like we're inside of a bottle, and everybody else is on the outside. We're on the inside looking out. And Christ says, I stand at the door and knock, and if anyone opens the door, I will come in and dine with you and be your friend. And he says, he calls us. He's knocking on our door. He wants to come into our world, like our space, and help us clean it up. And then we bring other people into our world because, say if you got a problem with clutter, you don't want to bring people over when the place is all messed up. But like Christ is saying, I'm going to help you clean it all up. Get your act together. You don't have to get your act together to come to me, and just come as you are. So as we do this, then we can kind of relate to others. We bring other people into our world that are hurting, and we can help them. And we can love others. We can show them the love that God has shown to us despite our imperfections, right? So then, instead of just this kind of, I call it like a white knuckle sobriety, where we're doing it without any spirituality. We're just kind of doing it. We're talking about it, but there's no real outflowing, because we want to fill this. We want to fill this love tank, with all these affirmations from God, that you are God's creation. God created you. You're a beautiful person. You are made the way you are. God created you, and you're fearfully and wonderfully made. And Jesus, goes through the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the sons of God. All these other kinds of verses about, blessed are the poor in spirit, and all that kind of stuff. And we affirm ourselves, and we receive from God, and then we can give it to other people. And that's a part of our legacy, is how we treat other people. So we have, let me just change this a little bit. So, we're going to run out of room here. So it's more like God's love. And then we receive, and we give, and then we to others. And they give. It comes back. And God says, well done, you good faithful servant. You can use your talents for the glory. So anyway, you have this circle, and it comes back to this. Like, we need this engine. We need the power to push this clutch. The clutch is going, and this is the other one is pulling this gear here, pulling it downward, because we're all entropy. Over time. I don't like to use the word decay. We're just kind of slowly decaying. I can't think of a better word right now. So just think about that in this clutch. I want to just kind of close with this. Just kind of just press in. You can do this. You can do it. You can turn the thing around. You want to be able to be like this clutch, just you press in. Like, you know, I remember one time I had to replace my clutch in my car, and it because these springs in here got weak, and this plate gets worn out. It's like a kind of like a brake pad, but it just gets worn out, and you know, you need to renew it. So anyway, just think about that, being renewed. And do things like that. Just shake, you know, just try and, you know, it's tough times right now, and you guys just get out there and do something powerful, do something great, and life will be wonderful. Life will be good. And I'm going to be posting on my website a calendar if you guys want any kind of coaching or counseling. We're going to be, you know, I'm going to be doing that more and be taking some classes on coaching. And I would just say, try and keep a calendar, try and log what you're doing with your time. And that would be a good place to start. Anyway, guys, have a great day, rest of your week, and have a great year. Thanks.